said, there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the daunting. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
Welcome back to ATN, and this time it's time for Open Air Sunday, which is the network flagship political platform where we bring you trending political news. We bring you do this through stakeholders who dissect the issues, and ATN also uses these political talks on specific party system, on specific issues, party system, and actors to explore hope and engender positive impact to the society. Just before we get into the issues, I know today is Sunday. For some of you who are watching or you may need to run, well, we got you covered. All you need to do is log on to our website atlantictelevisionnetwork.tv, and you can get to watch us live or download the app from App Store, ATN Live, and you can watch us live. Better still, just log on to Facebook or YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, and you can watch us live there. Now, let's get back to the issues. The first point is Governor Fubara apologizes over political crisis.
Concerning Bayelsa Group polls, we have APC group calls on Tinubu IGP to intervene.
On officer cycle elections, stakeholders to sign peace accords Wednesday. This is coming from NPC.
Regarding the November 11 election, we have Senator Anyanwu promises 23,000 jobs in first 100 days.
In Ondo State, Aida Tiwa is not ready for genuine reconciliation. This is coming from the Speaker, Oladeji.
Still on November 11 elections, we have APC chieftain says it will be disaster if APC Ododo wins.
And in Zamfara State, Group 1 Governor Dauda against attacks on President Tinubu.
Opposition politics, we have APC accuses Zamfara State governor of fighting Matawel.
In Kano State, appeal court to commence a hearing on Guba petitions on Monday. Our guest on the show is none other than the very Comrade Oscar Savior Imabe. He's a youth leader, human rights activist, but he's here this morning as a socio-political analyst. Good morning and welcome to Open Air Sunday.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. Good to be with you.
Good morning, sir. You're
Thank
welcome.
Thank you for being
Good
here.
morning.
All right, we'll take off immediately. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has asked for forgiveness from the people of the state for what he called regretful anxiety following the political crisis that rocked the state earlier last week. Governor Fubara also thanked President Bola Tinubu, Rivers elders, and his brother governors for their intervention. In a statement titled "Peace is Priceless," the governor recorded the event from the fire incidents at the State Assembly complex on Sunday night to the division in the House and his visit to the complex. The governor maintained that his actions were aimed at restoring peace and stability in Rivers State. He said, as a man of peace, the advancement of the state is his primary concern, and that no sacrifice is too much for him to take to achieve this objective. Fubara also said his predecessor, Minister of FCT, Yesumike, shares a collective responsibility with him to leverage on their positions and influences within and outside the state to advance the progress, security, and well-being of the people of Rivers State. All right, that's a bit summary of what that statement was about. Now, taking these steps, a lot of persons Fubara is seen as a weakling. Oh, he's scared. Oh, we thought he had strength. Oh, why didn't he continue the fight? Well, he was specific. He apologized to the people of the state. The apology wasn't to the former governor. He was specific to whom he apologized for causing. He's the father of the state. He's the chief executive officer. So he's saying that action over the 2-3 days period caused a lot of anxiety in the state. And his apology, that's a man taking responsibility. But again, we'd like to know your take on all of this.
It's a good one that His Excellency Siminalayi Fubara have decided to come out to ask for peace and then also to accept a peaceful move. It's also a very good one that he has also led his principal, the former governor of Rivers State, who is the current FCT minister, to know that he also has human conscience and there are some things that he can also not take. Siminalayi Fubara have actually tried the best he can. I think his anger and actions is coming based on the fact that as the former state accountant general of the state, he has taken too much situation and too much of sacrifice for the former FCT minister. He has been so much loyal. He has done what he can that earned him the trust of the former governor of Rivers State, who is now the current FCT minister, to recognize him as his candidate for governor in Rivers State. I think within the period he served as State Accountant General, the former governor actually operates in a very, very close relationship with him that earned him the trust from the former governor. So if you have actually used him and he has been loyal as a former governor, he has been loyal to you as a former Accountant General of the state, why don't you allow him to perform its electoral duties? Why don't you allow him to deliver the dividends of democracy that you, the former governor of Rivers State, Barrister Yesobezo Onwike, the FCT minister, assure Rivers people that Siminalayi Fubara is who is capable to take over or to lead Rivers State to the promised land. Now, Sim has been very fair in his way of trying to discharge his duties. He has tried the best he can to respect his former principal. But how can you put food on the man's table? Or do you keep on beating a child and then force him not to cry? How do you achieve that? You are flogging a child and you at the same time forcing the child not to cry. Isn't that wickedness? Isn't that a very high level of irresponsibility? I think the former governor should, at least for the first time, put himself or hide himself in shame. The former governor of Rivers State, who is the current FCT minister, Barrister Yesobezo Onwike, should actually hide himself in shame. I always understand that Rivers people have taken too much of him. We have accepted so much from him. We allowed him to be able to rule and end his tenure as a former governor for 8 years. For complete 8 years that we have Yesom Wike as the former governor of Rivers State, there was no job. There was no youth that got a job. No youth employment. No empowerment opportunity. No human capacity building. No vocational training center. No skill acquisition. No scholarship. No bursary for students. No payment of gratuities. No payment of pensions to pensioners. No promotion of civil servants. Nothing was happening. No other empowerment took place. The other opportunities that was lying down in the state was dumped and abandoned. The Songhai farm was abandoned. Rivers State State Secretariat was awarded a contract of renovation and was also abandoned, and the money went away. Not just that, he went ahead and then brought a cassava processing farm into a local government, local government, and commissioned the project today, closes down the next day. You commissioned the cassava processing farm today, abandon the same cassava processing farm that you commissioned with high-rank Nigeria politicians or political agencies you have. You commissioned it today, abandon it the next day. And with the hope that you are going to use that cassava processing farm to empower 4,000 Rivers State youth. That was what the promised Rivers State youth. But today, the cassava processing farm has been abandoned. You left that the bush farm, Buguma fish farm, abandoned. The banana plantation, abandoned. River State Road Transport Company, abandoned. The RSSDA, River State Road Development Agency, abandoned. Every other sector was abandoned. There was no job. You only concentrated on infrastructural development, which was a road construction. And that infrastructural development was just between two local governments. Ikure, Port Harcourt City and Obiakpo. This was just the concentration you were on. The other 21 local government was not carried along. And we allowed you, people of Rivers State, Rivers indigenous and Rivers citizens, waited patiently for your first and second tenure to end so they can leave us alone. Rivers citizen was not doing anything. We just patiently wait, and we are going to church, going to different churches to pray for God to end your tenure. We are fasting and doing prayers so that your tenure should end. Finally, God answered our prayer. God gave answer to our prayer, and then your tenure ended. Now your tenure has ended. We were also praying that God should give you opportunity that will take you away from Rivers State. God went forward and answered our prayer, took you out of Rivers State, made you the FCT minister by the president. You left Rivers State for another higher assignment. What happened that you cannot leave Rivers State alone? You brought Smear Fubara, and they asked me, Smear Fubara, to take over from you. You assured Rivers people that Smear Fubara was going to do better and was going to improve on the responsible system of governance. Now you brought the man in. the man has decided to discharge his duties as a governor of Rivers State. Why did you want to plot his downfall? You brought him in. You were the same person, yes, some Wike. You were the same person that say that you were not in support of Godfatherism. You condemned Godfatherism in its entirety. You went to Lagos State and you supported Ambode against Tinubu. You supported Ambode and you said in Lagos State that this would be an end to Godfatherism. When Tinubu, who is now the current president of Nigeria, was against Ambode returning for second tenure, you Wike went to Lagos State, gave your support to Ambode, and assured Ambode that he was going to return against the will of his godfather, who is the current Nigerian president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You did all of that, supported him, yet the man failed. Tinubu refused to him and insisted that he was going to remain the godfather, and insisted that he was going to make sure that Ambode do not return. Even in the villa, what did Tinubu assured the people of Nigerians? Tinubu told Nigerians that Ambode was a good man, but was not a good politician. For that reason, Ambode cannot return or cannot continue in second tenure. And you, Wike, was not happy about that. You were against it. You did not only stop at that. You went further and said that there will be an end to of Godfatherism. You are the same person that you are now trying to eat what you have said. How do we go about that? Now, going forward, on Monday last week, precisely on 30th, if I'm not mistaken, Monday last week, I was in the House of Assembly at about 6:30 a.m. I was in the House of Assembly about 6:30 a.m. Then when I was in the House of Assembly, what happened? We were there and saw some other lawmakers that was already in the auditorium, the House of Assembly auditorium. By then, the Hollow Chamber has been burnt down to ashes. None of the building was affected. Not even the door of the Hollow Chamber was affected. We were there in front of the opposite the House of Assembly complex. And just about a few minutes later, we have to send a signal to the governor of Rivers State, Sumaya Fubara. When Sumaya Fubara came, we joined him into the inspection, into the House of Assembly complex. Immediately we got into the House of Assembly complex, we realized that the House of Assembly complex, the Hollow Chamber, has been burned down to ashes. In that building, in that chamber, Sumaya Fubara made a press statement in that same place. He made a statement and was also condemning the process that led to what happened. Martin Samewule, the then speaker, or who is the speaker, was a plot by the former governor of Rivers State, who is the current FCT minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, to destabilize the system, to destabilize the government of Rivers State. It was used by the governor of Rivers State, the former governor of Rivers State, to ensure that Fubara should be impeached. That was the plot. That they served him an impeachment notice. At the same time, they weren't happy about the leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Edison A. They did the best they can to see how they can also plot the downfall of Edison A. Going forward, we left that place. Before Smela came, I was on ground. What happened? I was tear gassed. The governor of Rivers State was tear gassed. The police shoot in the air in front of the governor. The governor was poured hot water. I was also poured hot water. I was with the governor from the entrance down to the Rivers State House of Assembly. We took a march from the Rivers State House of Assembly back to government house. The governor was tear gassed. I was tear gassed. Before the arrival of the governor, the policemen attached to protect the kangaroo impeachment notice that was going on by Martin Samewule in the Rivers State House of Assembly was asked to go after me. They chased me. At this point, I have dislocation on my leg. I was chased by the police officers attached to Rivers State House of Assembly on that day. And then I was chased by the grace of God. I flew or jumped through the fence. That was how I was able to get this dislocation. Now, at this point, we waited for Sim to come. Sim finally came. We went inside and then joined him down back to government house. When we got to government house, the whole process was still on. What happened? If Wike must continue like this, we are saying that Rivers people, we are no longer happy with Wike's administration. Wike is enough for Wike. Allow Sim to work. Now, going forward for the statement of Sim Fubara that he just made, I am also very much okay that he is calling for peace. Some people may say that him calling for peace is not a good thing, it's not a right thing. You know, some people are actually using the attitude of Nyesom Wike to judge Fubara. Why are they saying that? Because Wike has this conscience that he don't forgive, and Wike also have this situation that once you have embarrassed him, because at this point, Wike felt embarrassed. Wike felt that he has been exposed. Wike felt that Sim Fubara have exposed him and has disgraced him. So for that reason, he may not in his heart accept the peace. Our own advice to Sumaya Fubara, he should be careful with those he dining with at this point in time. He should be very careful with those he's dining with. He should also be very careful with the likes of Wike, because Rivers people knows Wike as a man that do not forgive. Rivers people know Wike as a man, according to Gumi, that Wike is satanic. And Wike is a Satan.
Okay, so
that's what
Sunday.
Gumi said.
Today is Sunday.
No, but that's what Gumi said. I'm not the one that said it.
We know.
I didn't say that. It was Gumi that called Wike Satan.
Comrade, yes. Let's leave that one. But there's something inside. God, this guy. Thank you. They were on live TV.
No,
I don't know what to do with you anymore.
no, but it was true.
Comrade.
I was not the one that called him a Satan.
Comrade,
Gumi said he's satanic.
Comrade, it's Sunday. Can't you just chant? It's Sunday.
Does
so
Wike recognize Sunday? No, you said Sunday.
But Wike is not here right now.
No, but the topic all surrounds Wike,
Okay,
because Wike is our problem
Okay,
here.
I have a question for you. Can I ask the question now?
Yes, ma'am.
The occasions of just after the elections, and the former governor, then still the governor, Barrister Ezewonye Sowike, was asked a question, and that was about interference with Similaye's Fubara's government, and he said that he's not going to interfere with Similaye's Fubara's government. There are several things that now you left off the point before. Forget about Gumi. We'll let Gumi in this matter. You left off the point where you said that Fubara should be careful because Wike doesn't forgive. Now, if he had made several statements in the media that a lot of persons look at and say, this man doesn't go back to his word. PDP primary, presidential primaries, he raised his hand and said, anybody who emerges, I will support the person. So what played out? To the point that a lot of people say that led to Atiku's situation right now. That's on one side. Bring it back to, I will not interfere with Fubara's governance, and then what are we seeing now? He's been talking about his structure. Nobody can tamper with his structure. And all of this is even after the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria mediated between him and Fubara. Fubara is speaking peace. First of all, at the briefing, he said, there's a father and son affair. They will sort it out. Now look at his statement, specific. The question we have now is this: will Nyesom Wike that we know toe the line of peace? You said Fubara should not leave his guards. Will Nyesom Wike toe the line of peace, at least for the sake of Rivers people, whom he have always said he is fighting for?
Nyesom Wike, the man we all know. Rivers people knows him for that. Rivers people know him as a man that does not keep to his word. Rivers people know Nyesom Wike as a man that you cannot count on his wells. Rivers people know Nyesom Wike as a man that will always want to eat his cake and have it. You cannot eat your cake and have it. And that is the kind of person we have in Nyesom Wike. Nyesom Wike is a man that will talk to like this. Meanwhile, he is looking behind. You see, Nyesom Wike is the kind of man that is teaching Rivers people, Rivers youth, negative system of politics. And I want to call on Rivers youth not to learn and adopt the system of Nyesom Wike pattern of politics. It's deceiving. It's negative. It's not result-oriented. Rivers youth, Nigerians youth should not copy him. He shouldn't be copied. He shouldn't be seen as a role model. Nyesom Wike cannot be a role model to some of us. Because you cannot talk front and you act back. You cannot be going this way. While people are thinking you are going this way, you are going this way. It is not what is expected. At this point in our system, in our society, Nigerians youth need a leader that does not have less questionable character. At this point, that we are being derailed from our the founding fathers' decision on the establishment of Nigeria. Our fathers, our youth, also have the best we can to see how we can be able to make a situation better. Nyesom Wike has made several promises. Nyesom Wike sponsored Uche Secondus to become the national chairman of PDP. When he sponsored Uche Secondus to become the national chairman of PDP with Rivers State resources, he never had the background told Uche Secondus that he wants to contest for president. He never in any way told Uche Secondus that he wants to become Nigeria's next president. But when it was time for him to unleash his own selfish desire, his own ambition that he never discussed with anybody, he now asks Uche Secondus, use the same Rivers State resources that he uses to sponsor Uche Secondus to bring him back. And funny enough, the amount of money, the resources that was used to bring him back was even more than the one he used to project him. So at that point, Rivers State keep losing. You brought him back. The same year, some Wike was a man that wanted to impeach the then governor, Right of Chimikelo Timi Amechi, with 5 House of Assembly members. He tried with 5 House of Assembly members, it did not work. He went further to the court, which led to Amechi closing down the court. He went further to the police, uses Joseph Mbu as one of the persons. Mbu tried the best he can to truncate the system for Right of Chimikelo Timi Amechi. Unfortunately, they also did not have their way. Now you went further to bring every other persons. You brought other PDP national chairman, you supported every other persons. Why are you always the one in the front for bad news? Making Rivers State to be known for negative political influence. As we speak today, Rivers State resources has now been designed for politics and not for governance. Other states are concentrating on how they can leverage on the resources in their state. Akwa Ibom State, they are doing better right now. As we speak, a lot of persons in the years to come, a lot of Rivers youth, a lot of Rivers citizens and indigenous will leave Port Harcourt, will leave Rivers State to Akwa Ibom to seek for greener pasture, because they are concentrating on how to build Akwa Ibom State. The former governor, other governors, including his own friend, that is the current Senate president, tried his best to build Akwa Ibom State. So if all of them try the best they can to build Akwa Ibom State, why can't you copy their footsteps? Why can't you think of how you can put hands or join hands with the current governor that you brought to take over from you to see how you can industrialize Rivers State? Must you always? Simon Fubara told Rivers people, told Nigerians, that Wike was asking for 25%, and then he gave him 10%.
No, he didn't say that.
Yeah, he was in charge of all the IGRO. And he said,
he didn't say that. Fubara didn't say that.
Now, if you have the record,
those are just rumors, social media.
Now, you see, in every rumor, there is an atom of truth. Rumors, like you said, cannot be rumor without a background truth. If Simela Fubara, when we are saying that Wike is not allowing Simela Fubara to work, people were saying it was a rumor. When we are saying that Wike was actually tampering with Rivers State IGRO, people were saying it was a rumor. When we are saying that Simela Fubara cannot leave Rivers State without explaining or taking directive from the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, they say it was a rumor. When we are also saying that Simela Fubara cannot on its own sign any document or cannot even appoint a local government a commissioner, people say it was a rumor. When we are also saying that the local government chairman, that the 23 local government chairmen and the commissioners in Rivers State has no respect for the governor of Rivers State, and then they pay all their loyalty to the former governor of Rivers State, who is now the FCT minister, but it's a Nyesom Wike. People were also saying it was rumor until Simela Fubara has come out to say it is true.
No, when did he didn't say that.
Simela Fubara have said that he is not comfortable with the style and the hostage keeping by the former governor of Rivers State, his predecessor. He has made it clear several times that enough is enough for Nyesom Wike. For the first time, I saw the governor almost shedding tears. This is not what I heard. This is what I saw in the Hallowed Chamber of Rivers State House of Assembly. I was directly with the governor of Rivers State, Simela Fubara, and I saw his eyes red, almost to tears. For the first time, I saw a governor about to shed tears from his eyes. For the first time, I saw Simela Fubara almost crying. For the first time, I saw a sitting an incumbent governor was about to shed tears. He managed to speak with the microphone. He managed to use the microphone. I can say this very clearly. It was right before me. He managed to make use of the microphone. He managed to even use the microphone in the Hallowed Chamber of Rivers State House of Assembly. He managed to use the microphone or the address the press at the government house gate. It was the youth that dragged him into that hillocks. He couldn't climb the hillocks by himself. We helped him to get into that hillocks. So everything that happens there, right in my eyes, I saw them. I got a dislocation because of this same situation. As we speak, Nyesom Wike has done so much damage to Rivers State. Now you are saying that you have been exposed. You don't care about what is said in the social media. You don't care about the abuses. You don't care about anything. When you were supporting him, where were they? When you were bringing this, where were they? If you supported the man to become a governor, when Precious Jonathan, against the decision of Goodluck Jonathan, went ahead and brought you as a governor of Rivers State, what do you do to Jonathan? I know how many times Yes Omwike has walked out of Goodluck Jonathan in Calabari, was it Bonima, when they were burying Lulu bricks, and Patience they were there. He walked out on them. Did he respect Patience Jonathan? Has he ever respected the person that made him the governor of Rivers State? Did somebody not make Wike? Has Wike become whatever he has become today by himself? What about those that made you who you are today? You are the FCT minister. You were made by somebody. So, the current chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, is he not responsible for Wike becoming the chief of staff? Is he not the one that Wike was lobbying to be a chief of staff? What has happened? Now, as we speak right now, Patience Jonathan helped Wike to become a governor of Rivers State. When Wike was projecting GDI and never let people know that he wants to become a governor, as we speak, Patience Jonathan did all he could to ensure that Wike was made the governor. When they felt that Amechi was against her husband, which is then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
All right, let's
what
move
happened?
on.
Did Wike ever rewarded Patience Jonathan? Has Patience Jonathan ever since then said Wike cannot be anybody again because of that? Was Patience Jonathan in the news for plotting the impeachment or whatever on Wike? How many persons disturbed Rivers State House of Assembly when Wike was the governor? How many persons made this whole saga when Wike was the governor? Why would Wike always want others to go down and always want to be in the news? If Wike do not restrain himself from this style of leadership, he will make small boys like us to use him as a topic for discussion. Right. And we lost the respect. In short, as it stands now, we no longer have respect for him.
All right.
We don't have respect for him because he has abused himself. He has made Rivers people. You cannot make me to stay out of job. Youth are crying there's no job. As we speak today, Rivers youth are on the street for no job. As we speak today, Rivers youth are not getting any resources. Rivers youth cannot survive. None of the state, none of the local government in Rivers State can sustain any of their youth. None of the local government chairmen are even happy, even when they are local government chairmen. Now, as we speak today, Yes Omwike said that is his own structure. You are talking about structure. You want to build a structure. You said, I cannot take away your structure. Are you not ashamed? As a former governor, as a current FCT minister, and you brought a governor, and same person you brought as a governor, you are already fighting the person. When you were a governor, nobody came out to fight you. Nobody plotted impeachment notice. Nobody sent you impeachment notice. Nobody planned to impeach you. Everybody allowed you. Everybody kept quiet, being patient for you to round up your tenure.
I understand you've been very emotional, and trust me, a lot of people are not happy, but we just keep our fingers crossed and hope that the FCT minister can understand that this is beyond him and beyond Fubara. It's more about the millions of Rivers people who are yearning for good governance. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best.
All right, let's get straight to the next conversation. Pre-Democracy Group, New Generation Leaders of Bayelsa State, has condemned alleged incessant attacks on all progressives, Congress stalwarts, and supporters in Bayelsa State. The group, in a statement issued by the National Coordinator, Apostle Bodmas, Kemipade, said attacks on supporters of APC Guber candidate Chief Timothy Silva has become worrisome. Kemipade described the attacks as a senseless and callous strategy by the ruling party in the state, noting that rather than canvass for votes from the people, the People's Democratic Party had resorted to assaulting and manhandling law-abiding supporters of the APC. The group said it is closely watching the attacks on APC members, adding that it is connected to the rising popularity and teaming support of APC in the state. Okay, we're still, very close to November 11, and we're having this reaction coming from the supporters of APC. As it concerns Timothy Silva. Now, this fight has really lasted, coming from taking it a little bit back to when Timothy Silva had the challenge of being part of the candidates that should vie for this gubernatorial seat. But now things are beginning to take a different turn, and Joel Diri seems to be threatened. I don't know if that is correct, or does it have anything to do with the claims of against the candidates and the votes that we're expecting this November 11th?
The South-South region we must try the best we can to understand that there was a statement that the former president, the then president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who is also a Bayelsa, made while he was a president. And he said his blood does not ward, his position, his ambition does not ward the blood of any Nigerians. Now, as we speak today, you see, South region, Niger Delta as a whole, has been known for political issues and crises. Other states are concentrating on how to give out the best governance system, the best government to their people. In Bayelsa, a lot of Bayelsas are also crying under this current government, Doyediri. A lot of Bayelsas, I approached them. I was in the news in Bayelsa. Just same way I was in the news in Lagos, in Benin City. Yesterday I was in the news in Lagos State. You see, a lot of them are complaining and they are crying. When you go to Bayelsa, you understand that there's a lot of things that is going on that is not going well. As we speak, election is just how many days to come. The number of youth that have lost their life for these two greedy set of people is so much. And I keep wondering, there are things I cannot say here because of my direct involvement. But I think that it is also very, very, should come as a sign of warning to our youth out there. If you must be hired, if you must come in for election thuggery, you want to get involved in election thuggery, please do that with conscience. If you want to hijack ballot box, if you must, since it's the system we practice, concentrate on the ballot box and leave the human being life alone. If you must chase them away, fine, to hijack. If not, I don't see the need for that. But because it is what we are known for in the South region, that's where all these sad news are coming. No, the Doyediri, from its inception, has not concentrated on positive system of governments. He has been there and was planning this election. In short, the problem we have with Nigeria's politicians is that immediately they get that first position, that very day they swore them in that office is the same day they start planning the next election. They don't plan governance. That same day they start planning politics ahead. Now, if the APC lawyer or the APC candidate, Timi Priye Silva, also have his own case to handle, Doyediri and Timi Priye Silva are people that we never want to allow anybody to succeed except them. Doyediri want to succeed by all means. What do they call him? Timi Priye Silva want to succeed by all means. And unfortunately, we do not have a president that can attract peace into this system. Because if you say the president wants to intervene in this aspect, how do you want to intervene? Because if you are pointing a finger at somebody, you must ensure that this other four is not pointing back at you. Now, if you say you don't want them to go by election thuggery, how do you become the president? If you say you want to advise them, how do you become the president? That was the reason why when Simona Fubara went to pay visit to the president, I was not happy. Because we were there, I took fracture because of him. I got dislocation because of him. So going to meet a president that I know very well, that has godfatherism born inside of him, and you want to meet the same person to talk to Wike or to make peace, it's not possible. It's either he's going to make sure he influences you into accepting Wike's decision or agreement. Because there's no way, what do you call him, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we want Sim not to support Wike. Because if Tinubu, who is now the president, actually told Buhari that he will not allow the then President Buhari, he told Buhari that he will not allow Ambode to continue, even when Buhari interceded on behalf of Ambode, that he should allow Ambode to continue his second tenure. He refused. Tinubu refused. Said Ambode will not go because Ambode has breached his agreement. And the same person, Simona Fubara, you are coming to meet the same person that never listened to a former president, and you want to listen to him. That's the part I'm not supporting. Because if you never listen to a former president, don't listen to him because he will direct you to the decision of Nyesom Wike. I will refer you to the agreement of Nyesom Wike. And that is why he cannot intervene in Bayelsa case. Because the case in Bayelsa, I just want to pray that the lives of our youth out there, because I represent a group of youth, I am a youth leader. And I know the level of violence in our youth today. I know how violent some of our youth is or are today. at least the last event that took place in Rivers State, the saga that took place in Rivers State House of Assembly, and the demonstration at Government House could also make you understand that the youth of nowadays are determined to die, even for nothing. That's the bad situation we face right now. That's the sad reality. So the issue with APC and Oyediri, it's something that if they were looking at for positive system of governance, it won't come out this way. Because what they're supposed to speak for you is your project. What you're supposed to speak for you, it's your deed. That's in a situation where you have the deed speaking for you. If Timi Priye-Silva has become a former governor and he has something on ground that can speak for him, that alone is enough to earn him the next governor of Bayelsa State. If Oyediri, that is current incumbent governor, also have something that can speak for him, it will have earned him enough to become to continue in his second tenure. Our youth to concentrate should think of how these people have actually impacted in their life positively and not in a sad way like this. The news that came from Nembe the other day, some pictures were sent to me on WhatsApp about some people that were shot and those that was killed.
Ones that sank the boats.
A lot of them. I'm not with my phone. I would have showed them to you.
Yeah, to Silva's campaign crew is a very emotional one for me. I lost a friend in that. He's a media person, Barry Tukoe Jr.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
And this is a sad reality. We cannot continue like this. So I want to urge our youth in Bayelsa, those youth that wants to listen, if you must be involved in this election, spare the lives of others. If you want to hijack the ballot box, since the president has said it is a Milokon, and because the Oyediri is a Milokon, and to Timi Priye-Silva is a Milokon. So I don't know which of the Milokon will work, because since a Milokon is in the blood of the Oyediri, and Milokon is in the blood of Timi Priye-Silva, both of them should put their Milokon together and then make sure that the life of our youth is not wasted because of their bloody or selfish ambition.
We hope. Like I said, Tukoe Perry was, for me, one of the soundest minds I've ever come across in recent time in Bayelsa State. And to imagine that he drowned in the... I don't know, may God help all of us. Thank God it's Sunday. But let's move on. So ahead of the November 11 elections, November 2023 governorship elections in Bayelsa and Kogi State, the National Peace Committee has said participating political parties and election stakeholders will sign peace accords on Wednesday. This was as the committee appealed to citizens in the affected states to exercise their rights to vote and choose their leaders according to the provisions of the law. On the other hand, the General Abdusalami Abubakar retired-led committee pledged its commitment to peaceful, transparent and equitable elections in the respective states. Abubakar said these in a statement on Saturday, tagged 2023 off-cycle governorship elections in Bayelsa State, Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi State. Democratization as a work in constant progress and thoughtful exchanges. The NPC, however, pledged their commitment to peaceful, transparent and equitable elections in their respective states. Straight up. Does this mean anything? Is it going to work? Has it ever worked?
Kogi, as we speak, though I'm happy that the current governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, have started saying reasons, even though that
his name is Yahaya. Why do you always call him different names?
Yaya Bello. Yaya. The problem will get off my tongue. In the same way he's going to call
Yahaya.
Like in Benin.
Are you sure you're not doing this on purpose? Right
No, I'm not doing it on purpose, because in the first place, the presenter in Benin City that was calling my name did not address me as Imeade. She addressed me as Imeade. So, and I did not blame her, even when I tried to correct her.
Okay, I wanted to be sure because someone have come here and literally gave him a very ugly name. So,
some of our politicians, because of the way they act, anytime people speak something or say something, even though it's not from the bad intention, we also want to see that way, because when a person has been known for bad thing, any bad thing somebody do to the person will be justified. Because that's why we want people to see how they can come out in clean colors. So that when people want to justify you, they will justify you with something good. Your deed should speak for you, and not the voice that comes from your mouth. Like our former governor, Yesom Wike, always back and front. You're talking this way, but you mean something else. It's not the kind of system we want. So if Yahya Bello on his own can maintain peace, and what do you call him, Dino Melaye, also come out to maintain peace, and other political parties want peace to reign, peace will reign. It's not the committee that will set up the peace.
Yeah, now here's why I asked you this question. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Dino came out to say that some thugs has been imported by Yahya Bello from Ogun State. He actually mentioned names. And I remember asking the guest, now that Dino has made this statement, it was a press briefing in Abuja, and gave names of those who are involved, isn't it enough for the police to step in and see how they can quell the situation? Because you are talking about Senator Dino Melaye, who said, we will defend our votes at any cost. You have APC Ododo, that's Yahya Bello right now, being in the front of this. The SDP candidates in Kogi State raising alarm to say, hey, there are plots to create crisis in the state so that the election will not go as planned. This is again another time for elections, and the NPC is telling us, oh, they are going to sign peace. When has it ever worked? Is the police supposed to use this peace accord they signed during elections to mean anything and abandon the work that they are supposed to be doing? Though we learn that they are fishing into nook and crannies to pull these guys out.
The first thing is, our security agencies, are they actually ready to be proactive? Are they also much ready to have an improved system of security? Because with the recent index, or with what is going on right now, I think it is not really something I want to count on security agencies anymore. Like when I was with the Commissioner of Police on Friday, like I said earlier, there are some statements I actually do not accept, because one, if the security agencies want peace to reign, they are the ones to ensure that there is peace. Mind you, the APC candidate has more of police backing than the PDP candidate, because the IG...
Can that be verified?
Of course, it has been verified in so many ways, because as we speak, when the APC is in power, the IG will give directive so that the president will give attention to his own directive. Because whether you like it or not, the Commissioner of Police working in each of these states are not working on their own. Just like what happened in Rivers State. If a governor could be tear gassed by police officers, what directive are they working on? Was it the directive of the CP or the directive of the IG? So who directive or which directive were they working on? On whose directive were they on? If they were on the directive of the IG or the directive of the CP. So the problem now lies in our security agency or on our security agencies. If our security agencies are ready to make peace, there will be peace. It's just the same thing happened in the February election and the March governorship election in Rivers State. What happened? The local government chairman, my own current local government chairman, Honorable Bayele Thomas, was the one that was in charge of the security, the chief security officer of the local government. So the police and the army were listening to him. And what happened? He was giving directive, and he asked the army to chase us away. And the army listened to him. He asked the police to chase us away, and the police listened to him. Meanwhile, the police was not able, the army was not able to tell him, no, the thing you are asking us to chase them away for is not what we should chase them away for. Even those that want to conduct the election, the coppers that want to conduct the election, are already afraid that the beavers is not working. Even at the INEC office, the beavers was not functioning. The beavers was malfunctioning even at the same INEC office. Now, if the beavers was malfunctioning at the INEC office, and this is the same material or machine that will be used as the pool, and the pool are saying that they cannot go with this machine that is not functioning, it should be rectified. And you are forcing them, chasing them to go with it to their various pools. Now the electorate, those that are supposed to cast their vote in that various unit, realized and heard that the beavers were not functioning even from the inception. And they say, no, rectify the fault on the beavers before you take them to the local government or to the polling unit. And instead of you, the local government chairman, to adhere to that or to do something to that effect, instead what you do was to give directive that they should go with the beavers that's not functioning when you know that it's not going to give us result. This might also be the likely case in Kogi State, because if the people discover something that is not okay and that is not friendly, they must resist it. Right. John Dino have also said they will protect their vote. Right. Now, Yahya Bello or Yahya Bello, whatever names you call it. I don't need to go to school for that. Now, Yahya Bello will always want his own way to be protected. He just recently apologized to Natasha and apologized to Natasha and others that actually he was not supposed to apologize to, according to him. But because he felt, because of the election sentiment, he wants to behave like a peace ambassador.
Right.
So at the same time, he apologized to them. But if you apologize to them and then you are rigging election against them, do you think they will allow you? They will not allow you.
Right, thank you very much.
Do you know the last person that will accept Yaya Bello to rig him out of office?
We need to go on a short break now. When we're back, we'll go straight to the next conversation. Stay with us.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are under siege.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the Temple of Justice.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank.
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians need now is not about the Tonte. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
I will place economic stability and confidence.
To condemn this act and call for the immediate release of this minister in the temple of justice.
Give us access to our money we put in the bank. POS operator, she said 3,000 is 1,000 to collect 3,000 naira. Where are we heading to?
I've always said there are two sets of people on earth, the oppressors and the oppressed. And in between are the cowards and the hypocrites, which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles,
Just from where we are.
Sunday, we're getting straight to the next conversation. The People's Democratic Party candidate, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, promises to create over 23,000 jobs in his first 100 days if elected and give amnesty to agitating youths in Imo to checkmate insecurity in the state, in line with late former President Omar Musa Yar'Adua did in the Niger Delta in 2009. Senator Anyanwu, who spoke while addressing Imo indigenes and spare parts dealers in Port Harcourt, said, "The former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, is my friend. He was part of the people who enabled my emergence as the National Secretary of the PDP. In the next few days, Imo State will wear a new look. Imo State will work. Go to Rivers State, you can see fiscal developmental infrastructure. Rivers State is an oil-producing state just like Imo State. But where are the infrastructures in Imo State? From oil derivatives, Imo State gets an allocation of over 5 billion every month, and there is nothing to show for it. Over 2,000 youths have been killed in Imo State in Osu local government area, Oru East local government area. Young men are being killed every day in the name of IPOB and ESN. Every young boy is being killed there and tagged IPOB and ESN. From January 15th, when I am sworn in, I will live in Imo State to solve the problem of the state. Within 6 months, I will conduct the LGA election. People will be employed. I will give amnesty to our brothers in the bush. I will dialogue with them and reintegrate them into the society. That is what the late Yar'Adua did in the Niger Delta. You don't use bombings to fight crime. You use dialogue and peace. Anyanwu, who is the incumbent National Secretary of the PDP, lamented that local government election has not been conducted in Imo State for the past 8 years. No employment for the people, while noting that 2009 was the last time medical doctors were employed in Imo. He said that those 10,000 civil servants that EKD or Hakim employed and were later sacked, I will re-employ them. We are going to train and retrain our public school teachers and ensure that our public schools compete with private schools. Today we have less than 30 doctors in Imo State. I will take care of the primary health centers. I will employ doctors. No community in Imo doesn't have at least one doctor. But because there has been no employment, many of them have gone abroad. On insecurity, Senator Anyanwu said, and when you bring your business home, I am assuring you that there will be no multiple taxation and there will be security. Before now, at weekends, all the hotels in Imo State used to be booked. But today, once it's 6 p.m., nobody comes into the state again, either from Anambra, Enugu, Abia, or Port Harcourt. Today, 40% of hotels in Imo State are up for sale. All the people who were employed in these hotels and eateries have been sacked. A hungry man is an angry man. Well, first of all, I'd like to commend his faith. You know, he said when I'm sworn in, 1st of January and all that, he's already 24th. Okay, so he's already confessing that he's going to be the governor of Imo State. But good selling points he marshaled out here. Looking at the situation in Imo State right now, do you see any chance for Anyanwu? What do you see?
He has lost already.
Why did you say that so quickly, sir?
Senator Anyanwu has lost already. He will not succeed.
You're talking like the current the FCT minister. You know, he said if you have two, that he was so specific and so confident that those of us who had 2,000 votes come 2027, you will have nothing. So why are you so
identifying with the likes of Nyesom Wike calls for his failure? For Anyanwu,
are you speaking for yourself?
I'm speaking for the group I represent. I'm speaking for the good Nigerians. I'm speaking for the orphanage on the street. I'm speaking for those hawking on a barrow at the middle of the night. I'm speaking for our ladies, our young girls that are being defied by unknown thugs, unknown men in the middle of the night in the name of hawking, which our government is not paying attention to. I'm speaking for those less privileged that is on the street today looking for how to make ends meet. Those that have not been able to know how they are going to eat today. They don't have a square meal. They are not even sure of a square meal for today. These are people I speak for. And that's why I don't care about the money in my pocket. Because when you see people like this coming to lie in the name of politics, look at the number of lies he gives. Look at how he can be. The Senator is a liar. And can you come out? This is how they'll be deceiving Nigerians. This is how you deceive Nigerians. You want to come out and you want people to vote for you. You think we are still that daft? We think Nigerians are still slaves? You think the youth don't have what to look upon? And you come out, you want to become the next governor with all these unnecessary promises. How many of them have kept their promises? Is it promises that you will forget or promises that he's using to attract votes? Who is even going to vote for? When he was, how many times has Senator Ayew contest for election in Imo State? How many times? Since he became a senator in Imo State in his own constituency or in his senatorial district, what has he done as a senator? What footprint? How many bills did he pass in the National Assembly? What date does he have as a senator, as a former senator in the National Assembly, in his own immediate district? How many persons was he able to employ? It should tell us what he has done and what is not what he's going to do, because it's not new to the system. Senator Ayew is not a new man in the system as much as Imo State is concerned. In the days of Hakim that he talked about, he's not new. He has also opposed Hakim when Hakim was the governor of Imo State. Senator Ayew has been on ground, not just today. He's not a new politician in Imo State. So if he wants to speak, he should leverage on what he has done. He should be telling Nigerians what he will do when he becomes a governor of Imo State. He shouldn't be telling the youth what he's going to do. He should tell us what he did when he was a senator. He should tell us what the blueprint, what he placed, and what was his priority. You want to leverage on a man that Rivers people don't have love for. Yes, some Wike. You say, yes, some Wike concentrate on infrastructural development. So Senator Ayew will come out to tell Nigerians, to tell Rivers people, that he wants to leverage on infrastructural development led by Yesom Wike, birds of same feathers. Birds of same feathers, failures, people that don't have the beauty at heart. You're not even talking about human capacity building. If Yesom Wike actually embark on infrastructural development, as Senator Ayew said, how lucrative, what is the impact of those infrastructural development that Yesom Wike embarked upon, that you want to leverage on as a promise or as an election promise to your people? The Rumokoro flyover that was constructed by Yesom Wike, Senator Ayew should come to Port Harcourt. I don't know if he knows roads to Port Harcourt. I don't know if he has been to Port Harcourt before. Because if he has been to Port Harcourt before and has witnessed and have also seen and make use of those roads, those infrastructural development that was embarked on by the former governor of Rivers State, he won't be using that as a yardstick or as an election promise. Rumokoro today has not been able to defeat the cause of which that road was constructed. There is still traffic congestion in Rumokoro. Meanwhile, there was a road bridge with how many billions? Meanwhile, that same place as we speak today is still not effective. Now go to the Ikoku flyover. I called on the attention of Senator Ayew to go to Ikoku flyover and then see how economic level of poverty that place has generated. That same spot, the Ikoku flyover, the space that was there, we can have used it to build hypercity. He has built hypercity there, his personal own. He has also built a filling station at Ikoku, the same place he chased your brothers from. He chased the Igbos that was there and then built hypercity. He chased the Igbos that was there and built a filling station. He chased the Igbos that was there and built a bridge that is not usable in any way. How many persons are benefiting from that bridge? As the Ayew will use that as a campaign promise. Now you live there and then go to other places than Wike did. What is the economic value of those infrastructural development that was embarked on by Yesom Wike that you want to use as an election promise? Isn't that a failure? Is Senator Ayew not supposed to campaign or leverage on what he has done to his own senatorial district as a former senator? Why can't our politicians come out and then campaign what they have done before? You keep on giving us new promises. You are not even telling us what you have done, what you did when you was in office. How many persons did you employ? How many persons did you empowered? How many youth in Imo State were you able to send out of Nigeria outside the country for economic empowerment? How many youth were you able to ensure that they were able to, how many youth did you make a millionaire in your own state made by you? As Senator Ayan was a PDP secretary, what have you done? The same Wike, because Wike helped you to become a secretary in the PDP cartel or a PDP political party, you want to use that as a promise to Imolite. I think Imolite has grown beyond that level. And that's why the likes of Opus Odima and the rest of them are still finding their way in. Because Imo need to grow more than that. Right. The Imolite should grow more than this. You want to leverage on the only person he mentioned there that I would have loved to give attention to, even though he has failed already, is Yaradua. He mentioned Yaradua. Yaradua was a good president. Yaradua was good to Niger Delta people. Yaradua was good to the Southerners. Yaradua was a nice president. So if he has actually maintained the footstep of Yaradua, I would have given him kudos. But bringing Yesom Wike into it, he has spoiled it. And I call on the Igbos or the Imo State people not to vote for him. Because you cannot on your own leverage a failed project. Why will you leverage on Wike failed project as your justice for campaign?
All right.
Why should you do that?
Comrade. Thank you, comrade. Take a deep breath. Let's go to Ondo State. Ondo State House of Assembly Speaker Olamide Oladipo raises concerns that the Deputy Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa is not ready for genuine reconciliation that may warrant quashing impeachment proceedings against him. The Speaker Oladipo, who spoke in Akure over the weekend, said Aiyedatiwa was yet to withdraw the cases against the Assembly as earlier agreed during a meeting with the national leadership of the All Progressive Congress. A few weeks ago, Aiyedatiwa had approached the court to halt impeachment proceedings against him following allegations of gross misconduct leveled against him by the Assembly. Oladipo said the reconciliation process has to start with the Deputy Governor. He is the one who took us to court. We cannot reconcile ourselves when we have cases in court. Let him go to court and withdraw all these cases. Then we would know that we are now in for genuine reconciliation. As far as the House of Assembly is concerned, we are not doing anything. The cases are in court and we would follow due process. We are following up on the cases in court. While speaking on the alleged disunity amongst them, he said when there is a political tussle like this, there can be insinuations and rumors. But in the House of Assembly, we are together. We told ourselves that it is an institution and the institution must be protected. So we are together. All right. Oladipo made a very critical statement there. Aiyedatiwa have come out to apologize to the governor and the state for his actions. But clearly, he is here to withdraw the case in court. So the question then is, last time we checked, the Assembly wrote the Chief Judge to say the 14 days that was given for there to be hearing in the cases he filed in court has elapsed. There was no hearing, so he should resume the setup of the 7-man panel to start investigation on the 14 gross misconduct leveled against him. However, the challenge now is this. From the apology to Oladipo saying if he is genuine that he wants us to make peace, he should go and withdraw the case in court. How safe is it for Aiyedatiwa to do that?
You see, when trying to make peace, I think that's the first process. That is not out of place. You want to make peace, you need peace, then withdraw the cases in court. It's not out of place. Because that's the first way to prove that you are not trying to be smart. You don't call me for a peace negotiation and behind you are also plotting something else. That's very good in the current Nigerian days politicians. You are doing something and at the same time what you are doing, it's what is not genuine. So to prove a genuine struggle and a genuine means for reconciliation, you should also must make a provision of an act that can establish that peace. People sometimes, because of the level of politicians we have, what we need to do most times is to always see the best we can to actualize the sanity in our system. You see, Nigerians politicians, it's just very common. It's just very common that people now copy the wrong thing as the right thing. The challenge now is, what are we teaching the youth out there? What are we teaching those that will take over from us? Those of us that are learning, those of us that want to take over the leadership aspect of life in the future, those of us that seek to be in leadership tomorrow, what are the current leaders actually teaching us? Because in the State Assembly, you see so much of division. You see so much of division. If the governor of the state cannot on his own come out and be proactive to make peace among his assembly members, or does it mean that the governor is also having a faction he belongs to? Or is it a plot by the governor of the state? Is the governor not aware that there is a division in his own legislative assembly? Because if the governor is aware, they ought to have called both parties and then called for the be in charge of reconciliation. The governor would have taken charge of that reconciliation. So what is now stopping the governor from exhibiting his electoral act or right as a governor? See, when a governor is in the state and you are now being biased, you are now trying to create something in the assembly, people that are supposed to be lawmakers, and then you are already bringing into politics, you are bringing politics, even though politics brought them on the table, and you are not trying to ensure that there is a proactive measure for governance. You see, the problem we have is, after election, what do we face? Governance. We cannot finish election and go back to politics again. No, when you finish election, the next target or the next thing you should be looking at is governance. When you think about governance after election, you can have a good system. You know, sometimes our politician does not know that this things speak for us after now. It's just like the case of Anyanwu that do not have anything to use in campaigning in Imo State. Because if you have something you can use to campaign, you will not use the position you want to acquire as a promise, fake promises. Because those your deed are what speak for you in your next ambition. Those things you have done before are the yardsticks. Those things you've been able to put in place for your people. They are the things you used in campaigning. So if you want to observe sanity in the state, you must first think of how to make your things right. So I want to make it clear that in as much as we are in a state whereby we are living in a lawless society, people are now resorting to self-help. Our security agencies can no longer be behind us any longer, because everything has been bought, justice has been bought, security has been bought, every other thing, the economic aspect of our life has also been bought. Today, people were buying fuel. We were struggling to buy fuel for $5.90, $5.91 from the LNPC filling station. But right now, it has been increased to $680 naira. Nobody's saying anything. None of these state governors are saying anything because they can afford any numbers of liters they want. They can afford any amount they want. You know, why are you going to leave a burning issue in the society, in the state, or in the country, and we'll be talking about in-house problem? In-house problem when we have a burning issue. We have burning issue right now. I want Nigerians to wake up to that. We can no longer strive. We can no longer succeed with this situation. Petrol that was supposed to be how much? We are buying for 161. We are complaining. Now nobody's complaining again. We are buying below. We are buying 120 something naira. We are complaining. Now it is 680 naira. As we speak, 680 naira. Some filling stations 685 naira. And nobody's complaining. None of us as assembly members are complaining. Everybody is just keeping quiet and we are buying it. I think there should be the NSAS situation to be called back. We need an NSAS situation. So on the other hand, if you want to make peace, then I think the best option is that you go and withdraw your case in court and then can talk about peace. Not you trying to see how you want to outsmart others by leaving your case in court and calling for peace.
The challenge with calling back his case in court and the assembly saying that is the grounds, or at least something that will show them that they are making, they are ready for peace, is this. If you look around this whole situation, Ganduje has set up a panel, a committee to look into this matter. We don't have their report yet. We don't know the outcome yet. The state governor has decided to maintain absolute mum. He's a spokesperson some time ago after Ida Tiwa's apology came out and said, hey, listen, if you need to, there's a governor spokesperson, if you genuinely want to get things done, the governor is not interested in an apology. Just go to the assembly and answer the questions they've leveled against you. Now, we saw the governor with some Southwest governors in the solidarity visit as to discuss issues concerning the region. As per public appearances and all of that, he hasn't made any appearances for a while. why the PDP is calling for his, I think the PDP or another group is calling for his resignation and all of that. Now, is there no other way, now that seemingly that the party, the APC, the committee that Gandhi set up seem not to be making way? Aida Tiwa has refused to withdraw the case in court. The assembly is on one side asking the chief judge to set up the 7-man panel. In all of, there seem not to be any peace, any way, any headway made as it is. Is there no other way to address this issue, considering that in few months, this state is going into elections?
In the first place, those that are involved in this political tussle, are they also willing to make peace? Because most times, people come out to say they want to make peace, meanwhile, they are not in for peace. They just want to carry out this challenge and get involved in the election. And if they maintain peace, one person will not want to step down for the other person. They are all fighting interest. What is playing out there is nothing but just interest. So every parties that have been involved, if the government wants to be proactive, you have to come out openly and ensure that you take the right decision. The state has a governor. So why are you keeping away from the state affairs? You cannot avoid the state affairs. You cannot say you are a governor and you want to avoid this person, want to avoid setting up a committee. If you are setting up a committee, are you actually supervising the committee? Are you asking the committee for a report? What is the report? Are you seeking for a report? Are you asking for a result? You just set up a committee and then go to sleep and expect that those that have this interest at heart will allow the committee to just decide. What if the people that have this interest at heart does not have respect for the committee members? If they doesn't have respect for the committee members, it's also obvious that there won't be peace. Except these old challenges or this old crisis just want to linger until the election is there, so people can now use their vector power to exercise their right and then to create havoc and then make life difficult for the indigents of the state. Because if they actually want it that way, they would have made peace. So I think, you see, political issues that has to do with this matter that does not have human face in it, it's always challenging to some cases. Challenging to some cases in the fact that when you want to seek for human face, you always understand that these political challenges, these persons are fighting out of interest. So let them come and let the governor come and speak up or say his own interest or possibly harmonize the situation. If possible, then the CP, the Commissioner of Police, should get involved. All that part of who are members of the peacemaking committee. Because these are also part of those that matters. The integrity of those that are members of the committee, if it is questionable, then those interested parties will not want to listen to the committee. So if the committee wants to place a report, they should always think of how they can be able to ensure that the report from the committee is genuine and also meet up the best standard and provide justice beyond a biased mind.
All right. Thank
you
you
very much. A former senator who represented Kogi East in the Fourth Republic, 1999 to 2023 to 2003, and chieftain of Kogi State APC, Chief Alex Kadiri, says it will be tragedy if the All Progressives Congress APC wins the November 11, 2023 Kogi State governorship election. Kadiri, who spoke with journalists in Abuja on Saturday, said, "Where are we going in this country? The thing that pained my heart is what is going on in Kogi State. I have said it openly at the APC National Secretariat. I have said it in press releases, and the party does not care. As we are talking, my party is fielding a candidate to succeed Yahaya Bello. I think it will be a tragedy if my party wins the election on the 11th of this month. What have we done to justify being re-elected? What we have is bloodshed, shooting, killings, left, right, and center, and all security are just looking. Nobody has been arrested or apprehended. No gun has been retrieved or recovered. Before they used to shoot in the night, but now they shoot in broad daylight. Nobody is apprehended. People are dying, and we want to say we have won election on that platform. And you ask people to go to the tribunal. Which tribunal? I think this party is taking Nigerians for granted too much. It is unfair. We have not conquered Nigeria. Nigerians are being treated like conquered people. Unfortunately, with this system that we have, criminals are in charge, left, right, and center. Criminals have all the means. They have all the funds. I think it is not right This country is dying slowly. Please do not kill it. I want to be alive to see things change for the better, but things are getting worse, getting extremely bad. What I am still watching, while I am still watching. All right, Kadri is pouring out his heart, still on Kogi State elections and all that concerns not having the best of governance as it concerns Kogi State. I'd like you to
just to add to that, he is the Fourth Republic National Assembly member. He is a chieftain of the APC.
Well, it's good that people like him still exist in the party, and it's also a good one that we have people that are not being carried out by party sentiment. It's not speaking based on party involvement or party sentiment. That some people will always say party decision is supreme. He is not speaking based on that. And it would be nice that we have likes of Kadri that also wants the best in the system. He has just made it clear. Several times that I've been to Lokoja and Kogi State, I can't personally fish out the presence of Yaya as the governor of the state. I can't really say, because when you go to a state and then you see even the quotas built by the state government, you can see there's nothing going on in Lokoja. Lokoja is as boring. Nothing is going on in Lokoja at all. You see, when we have a government or a state that also want to be known in the news for politics, and this is what Rivers State is facing. Most of these states that have been in the news for politics. Kogi State, Bello has been so much on the news for politics. He has made Kogi State be known just for politics and not for governance. No presence, no government presence in all parts of Kogi State. If you go to most of the places, you cannot feel government presence under his administration. So if some party members come out, then Tinubu should come out, because the statement also goes to Tinubu. He talks about Nigerians. He talks about the country. He talks about the state, Kogi State, a state as his own state. So it's a very pathetic situation. He wants to see a change in the country. He wants to see a change in the state. He wants to see a change in the party. Goal of a thing is not saying, he's not speaking based on party sentiment. So Nigerians should look up and then listen. We should all sit up and then understand the terror and the situation we are facing right now. The problem in our country is getting out of hand. People are now buying arms. The criminals are now being protected. Just like I said, it is true. All the allegations, all the statement is made, all are all true. The statement he made is totally true. Our criminals are not being given police backup. I have seen it several times. And the same police that claims that they are the one that is looking for zero crime. They are the same people giving backup to terrorists. The same person giving protection to terrorists. They will also have some senior ranking police officers, some police officers attached to government officials that are also known as assassins. We see our police officers that are assassins, that are in police, but are operating or acting on the basis of assassination. Any person they arrest, those ones are just to kill. Whether you are innocent or you are not innocent, their own is just to kill. Any case that goes to their hand, your own is finished. So, and we have police officers that are known for this. So our criminals, or those that are carrying arms, are the ones being given empowerment opportunity. It's the same you talked about in NDDC. If government keep appointing people with questionable characters, cultists, gang leaders, former court leaders, as leaders in agency, as leaders in government, as leaders in politics, and even vigilante or internal security, then there will not be any clear system in the picture. Just what we are today, the current MD of NDDC will still take up against him any moment from now. Because you don't continue a situation whereby we are peaceful agitators. We are violent agitators. Now, if you want a system to be all-inclusive, the first thing you do is to ensure that both the peaceful agitator and the non-peaceful, the violent agitators, you bring them all together, make them get part of the system, become part of the system. But in this case, when people pay more attention on the violent ones and criminals, what do you expect from the society?
All right. Now that the chieftain of the APC is also raising alarm over the issue of gun-wielding men and women, if you may, and then none of them being arrested and nothing being done. He particularly said that it would be it would be wrong basically for Ododo to win as APC candidate. Now that is an elder statesman. Nobody can take that right away from him. Given the facts around these issues and the rate of violence, I refer to back again to Dino Melaye, who raised alarm 2 days ago to say this is what is going on in Kogi State. And if you put that and ask yourself, is the Nigerian police really, really ready? Because they say they are coming, all the nook and crannies of all the 3 states and all that to ensure that the Bongo, the hideouts of these hoodlums and all that. But Dino told you that they are importing some from Yahaya Bello is importing some from Kogi State. What have you done about that? So with this lamentation from the Chief Kadiri right now and the non-action so far in terms of at least invite Dino, invite Ododo and all of these people, do you think that Kogi people should go to these polls feeling, knowing that they will be safe, that like the police has promised?
It has never been safe any time. I don't think it's also going to be safe this time.
But it's just about 3 states, not all the 36 states.
In the security service, we have the DSS that are responsible for internal informations, sensitive informations. Now, the army is also there. What has been the duty of the DSS and the police and the army? You see, these old politicians have already divided themselves. They have police that are loyal to them. They have army that are loyal to them. As we speak, he mentioned, Kadiri mentioned going to the tribunal after election.
And because he said which tribunal?
And he said which tribunal. When he said which tribunal, he is a system person. He knows that the tribunal has nothing. Maybe we have Tonyeko and Beatrice Tubo that is still at the appeal now. They lost in the tribunal. They went forward to appeal. As they are in appeal right now, even when they are at appeal, the level of injustice that is trying to play around right now is also making some of them too weak. Right now, Beatrice Tubo and Tonyeko are already in appeal, trying to ensure that they get their mandate back for Rivers State. But is the court actually giving justice? It's because Chief Kadiri is aware about the internal forces that is going on in our system. That's why he's speaking bitterly. What he just said is he spoke out of reality and not based on sentiment. So because our judiciary have also they are not trying the best they can to regain their lost glory. INEC cannot be trusted. The judiciary cannot be trusted. Our security agency, could they also not be trusted? So why our security agencies, why are they not trying the best they can to protect lives and property as the name implies? Because they're supposed to make that their priority. But as we speak, don't be surprised that it will be a divided house. The ones that will be loyal to Yarabello, the one that will be loyal to Dino Melaye, and the one that will be loyal to others. And Dino Melaye is using that APC influence because he contested for president. And he has a relationship with the president. He was one of those that wanted to become Nigeria's next president. So he also wants everything, he wants to use power to actualize, to make sure that he's also a godfather like the likes of Wike and Tinubu. You know, when you principal like the current president of our country, Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a lot of them want to behave like him. They are using Lagos State as a yardstick or as a case study. Tinubu was a father in Lagos State. He's a political godfather in Lagos State. Nothing heaven never fall. So Wike wants to do the same in Rivers State. Yaya Bello wants to do the same in Kogi State. So if we continue like this, where are we going? How are we going to get the result?
All right, let's really run through, wish them the very best and hope that everyone stays alive in Kogi State. Another professionals development group calls on Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal to stop all forms of media attacks on President Bola Tinubu's administration and his Minister of State Defense, Bello Matawale. The group state's coordinator, Mash Basho Shamaki, in a statement released in Sokoto, said, "We advise the government of Zamfara State under Dr. Dauda Lawal to sheathe his sword Instead, faced numerous challenges facing the state, including insecurity, economic, and political development, to bring succor to the people of the states that are now suffering and lacking almost all the amenities of social services. He said, there is no political solidarity or support from the Zamfara people over what their governor is allegedly doing against the federal government or his predecessor. So why continue spending such millions of naira to finance non-indigenes away from Gusau to protest against issues of political interest? He said, we advise the government of Zamfara State under Dr. Dauda Lawal to sheath his sword. Instead, face numerous challenges facing the state, including insecurity, economic and political development, to bring succor to the people of the states that are now suffering and lacking almost all the amenities of social services. The group further said, there is no political solidarity or support from Zamfara people over what their governor is allegedly doing against the federal government of Nigeria or Matawale. So there's no point for him to continue in that, like basically sponsoring non-indigenes according to them. But instead, such failed jamborees are reckless spending by the state government to non-profit ventures. Why not cooperate with the federal government towards bringing to an end to insecurity, bringing peace and cohesion in the state? Well, I don't know why Dauda Lawal's position on issues of national interest, takes a lot of persons. I don't know why speaking up against what he feels as an individual, as an executive governor of Zamfara State, from questioning why the former minister will come to the state to, take care, to deal with security issues and not get to him, and why he's speaking up against President Tinubu's alleged forged certificate. I don't know why. Is it possible to explain to us, maybe if someone is a governor, his right to free speech should be taken away from him? Because I don't understand what the attack against Dauda Lawal is about.
We have a bad and a failed system. So when we have a bad and a failed system, these are what is expected from a system like this. We have a system whereby everybody, like I keep saying, everybody, when you have a leader, people watch the leader and follow the footsteps of leadership. As we speak, when we have President Muhammadu Buhari, if you notice that first time President Muhammadu Buhari came in as president, a lot of people, including our former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, was also afraid. Everybody was afraid because of his deed, because of his attitude initially, because of the Buhari that was known before. Will not take some of those shit. So
Language, please. Language, please.
It will not take some of those unnecessary system of government. So what happened? They were just trying the best they can to respect the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, the then president. Everybody was trying the best they can to behave. People were hiding, including our former governor was hiding. People were just trying to curtail their excesses and then trying to see how they can be the best they can. Until they discovered or realized that the Buhari they have then is not the same Buhari we have now. That was when so many things unfold. That was when we now have reckless system of governance. That was when we now have even the ministers appointed behaving anyhow. That was how we now have everybody was now acting anyhow. The system was becoming more like there was no president. And they now brought in the picture of the president with toothpick to tell you that the president was not concerned about the sufferings and the demands of the people. It was so bad that was the situation we face. So now we have another president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A lot of persons are being known to want to behave like each leaders. Some politicians always want to take the footstep, leverage on the footstep of the president. That is why we have a president that you call for a fake meeting, and your son that is not a minister is attending the fake meeting. We have the former governor of Rivers State warning the current governor of Rivers State not to allow his wife come out and speak as former first lady, and also use his own wife as a case study. Did you hear my wife speaking in there as a former first lady or as a first lady? And that was why till today people don't know the wife of our governor. Rivers people do not know the name, or does not know the name of the wife of our current governor. We don't know the name of his wife. How many Rivers youth know the name of the wife of the current governor of Rivers State? They don't know her name. Because that is the situation same is being faced. And that's the same situation they want to go and operate in Zamfara. A place where you want the governor or the government to be under you. Now the person they made the defense minister, a person that have questionable character, and you are now the defense minister. Which way are we going? And because you are the defense minister, because you have the security architect under you, because you think you can always expose or utilize your security power, you feel that the governor does not have a right to what he does in his own state. As a minister for defense, you will not concentrate in your position. That's the kind of minister we have in tribal government. They are not concentrating. They are not leaving the state to continue or to grow. They are in the federal cabinet. While they are in the federal cabinet, they are also trying the best they can to also be controlling the state. You must also control your state and also become a minister. When you have a higher national assignment ahead of you, why not concentrate on that and then allow the governor, the sitting governor, to go ahead with the system? It's a very bad one. And that's the situation we faced. So I think Tinubu has to address some of these matters. There must be a change from Mr. President. Just on Friday, some youth were already caught with backloads of Indian hemp by the Commissioner of Police Rivers State, Emeka Polycarp. Now, is this the kind of situation we faced? Do you know what our youth are saying now? That they want to get involved in drugs. They want to get involved. As we speak, now, a lot of persons are no longer interested in going to school again because they say our certificate is not working. If you go to social media, if you see you hear people put up 50 billion naira and your certificate, which one will you take? 50 million. If I give you 50 million and send you to school, which one will you take? And you just will say, no, I will take the 50 million and not go to school. Because it's assumed the academic system is no longer working. Because we have a government, we have principals in politics that is not making sure that this system becomes competitive as it ought to be.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's look at this conversation. The leadership of the All Progressives Congress Northwest Zone has condemned the conduct of the People's Democratic Party government in Zamfara State on matters relating to the immediate past governor of the state and current Minister of State Defense, Bello Matawalle. Agaba Dati, APC National Vice Chairman, Northwest, made the condemnation on Saturday while addressing journalists at the party's zonal office in Kaduna. Dati said that APC Northwest was aware that since 29th May 2023, when Matawalle left office as the governor, the new administration of Dawda Lawal made it its primary role to drag Matawalle's name in mud at all costs, instead of facing the ugly security challenges that held the state to a standstill. He said that APC believed that the president knew Matawalle's political value and pedigree, which earned him the Northwest campaign coordinator for 2023 presidential elections. That he further disclosed that Matawalle was the chairman of the House Committee on Security, Public Safety and Intelligence between 2011 to 2015, adding that the president therefore knows his worth and capacity. That is why he nominated him for ministerial positions. Concerning this context on hand right now, I also wanted to have your reaction on it, your take on it, sir.
Well, I think we are still yet to come out from a system like this, and it's also given us so much challenge. And our state, governance should be seen as something that people should be part of. Dividends of democracy should be what everybody's right. It's the right of every citizen and indigent of the state. And except that right is being practiced or put into exercise, we are not going to get it better any day. What we are saying right now is just political tussle. People want to be relevant. People want to be at the corridor of power and just want to be relevant and wants to be eye-service political system. They want to be on the page of the federal government, especially when they feel that they are yet to be recognized. If you are a former governor of a state, just like it is stated, you are a former governor of a state, and you cannot concentrate on your position as a minister for defense. We want our politicians to continue on how they can be able to embrace. You've not been able to remove what is affecting you directly, and you want to assist the next person. This is an example of a failed system. Because if it's not an example of a failed system, we should always concentrate on how we can be able to improve in our own system. Just like we have the case of other ministers there. I wouldn't know why some of our ministers will not concentrate on their ministerial position. Leave the governor to deliver on his own mandate. You have finished your tenure. You have served your own tenure. Allow the person in question to deliver. That's why we are saying that the likes of godfatherism has to come to an end. But unfortunately, to know it cannot come to an end at this period of time because we have the principle of godfatherism as the president of this country. So everybody is trying to copy the footsteps of the president. It's just like a stake. You are going home to take your structure. You want to build a structure. Because the president will make them understand that your structure is in your state. Don't come here and form minister when you don't have a structure in your state. That's why you see them running around to see how they can go back to their various states to embrace or to see like they can get a structure. If you want to build a structure, you can still be in as a minister and then build your structure in the state. You must not always have House of Rep member, local government chairman, commissioner, House councillors before you can know you have a structure. You can still build structure without having a commissioner. You can still build structure without having, after all, we have organizations. A lot of organizations can be registered in your name. They can also serve as your structure. Why, if you get structure, why don't you give them federal appointments? They can also be your structure in their local government, be your structure in the states. So a lot of politicians wants to become a minister and still wants to feel like they have a structure in the state. If you want to have a structure in the state, then work with the government of your state. Try to see how I can attract federal presence in your state. Try to see how I can be able to increase the economic aspect of your state through your position as a minister with the federal government or as a member of the federal government cabinet member. You cannot be able to achieve that if you don't attract things to your state. So you don't want to be as a minister and also want to control the state government. It is not acceptable. And Nigeria has to reject it beyond board.
All right, let's quickly wrap up with this. Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has fixed Monday, November 6, 2023, for a hearing of the appeal filed by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf challenging the nullification of his election by the Kano State Election Petition Tribunal. The notice of the suit is slated for hearing as counsels. Both parties fully prepare for the legal tussle. Parties in the suit include the party, the New Nigeria People's Party, as well as the opposition, All Progressives Congress, and the Independent National Electoral Commission. It will be recalled also that on September 20th, 2023, the tribunal nullified Yusuf's election by declaring 165,663 of his votes invalid, saying they were not signed or stamped by INEC. INEC had declared him the winner of the March 18 election after he secured 1,019,602 votes against his opponent, Nasri Gawuna, who secured 890,705 votes. However, after the tribunal deducted the 165,663 votes from his tally, his votes were reduced to 853,939 over 30,000 votes less than Gawuna's figure. Consequently, the court declared the APC candidate the winner of the governorship election and ordered the INEC to withdraw Yusuf's certificate of return and give Gawuna a new one. But Yusuf and the NNPP have since appealed the tribunal's judgment, asking that it be upturned in their favor. Again, of all the jamboree of declaration or election results or electioneering we have had in 2023, the case of Kano State is one that my brain till this moment don't seem to know how to fathom how this could happen. 165,663 votes are invalid votes, and INEC declared him the winner of the election. I don't know if it's in my head, but these things don't add up. We're not talking about 20, 30, 100 votes. 165,663 votes were invalid votes. And the election umpire could not figure that out. And you saw all of that, and then you declared him the winner. In actual sense, if the law is about justice, if the law is about ensuring that the right thing is done, whoever the INEC person who declared Yusuf winner, are we not supposed to see that person behind bars, at least maybe going through prosecution of some sort? How do you entertain such fraud? How can we as a country entertain such fraud? And then up till now, INEC have not come out to talk about how their umpire in Kano State did this. Well, the appeal hearing is tomorrow.
The three sectors are responsible for this high level of disappointment in our electoral system.
Three sectors by mean?
INEC.
Okay.
Judiciary.
Okay.
The security.
No, but it's INEC's responsibility to stamp, to ascertain votes that are valid or not invalid. It's not the security.
First, I mentioned the security,
okay,
INEC, and the judiciary because they are saddled with the responsibility of ensuring a credible polls.
Okay.
It is the responsibility of these three set of people. It comes to the judiciary after the election. INEC has also not seen themselves as we speak today. They're no longer in charge of the election. It's the judiciary that is now in charge of election because it's the judiciary that now declare a winner, the authentic winner. INEC is no longer responsible for declaring whoever INEC declared the winner.
But it is INEC that declared Yusuf winner.
INEC declared him the first winner.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
And so it's now left for the judiciary to declare him the final winner.
Oh, okay.
So what Nigerians should be anticipating at this point is that if INEC declares you, don't see yourself as a winner yet. Wait for the court or the tribunal to declare you the winner, or the Supreme Court to declare the winner before you can now be known as the winner. So we should stop celebrating, jubilating over INEC declaration. We should only await our celebration or kept our celebration on hold until the judiciary has declared you the winner. Because automatically, that is the case now. That was why the Bishop of Catholic Diocese, Sokoto, Bishop Hansan Kuka, made a statement and said the fate of Nigerians lies in the judiciary now, not in INEC. He never placed it on INEC. Rather, he placed it on the judiciary. And that was a case between Atiku, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Peter Obi. Because that was a very serious case that Nigerians were expecting the best result. It was a time when Nigerians wanted the judiciary to prove itself right. It was a time when Nigeria was expecting that the judiciary will also return or get its lost glory. So that was what Nigeria was expecting. So at this point, the INEC has always failed. Judiciary has also failed. Our security agencies have to improve. They have to sit up. As Nigerians, this self-help Nigerians are now embarking on, when it becomes a norm and a standard, we no longer have respect for our security agencies anymore. And we no longer have a country. Because when the citizens no longer have respect for the rule of law, they no longer have respect for the judiciary, the INEC, they no longer have respect for the security agencies, then we don't have a country anymore.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Savior Oscar Imabe. Did I get that correct?
Not Imabe, like my friend from Benin.
I just want to say a very big thank you to you for being part of ATN Open Air. It's always fiery having you. So once again, thank you for being here today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very grateful.
And that's been our show, everyone. If you missed any part of the conversation, not to worry, just log on to our Facebook and YouTube pages and you will get all the juicy details, and we'll look forward to hearing from you. And do well to share with friends also. So to also watch us live, you can watch us live on this platform, Atlantic Television Network.tv, or download the app. There's a website to download the app from ATN, from App Store ATN Live, or do well to also follow us on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. On X, we're Atlantic TV Net. On Instagram and TikTok, we're Atlantic TV Network 1. Remember that peace and unity are the pathway to progress. Enjoy the rest of your day.